Today I bring you the Canon EF 50mm f1.8 Mark II. This lens is for DSLRs, and this is the actual lens itself. This lens goes for about $80 to $120, depends on where you buy it and like how high the demand is at the time. I got it for around $90, which is pretty good. This is most likely, I haven't checked, but this is probably the cheapest lens that Canon puts out for their DSLR line. For its specifics, it is a 50mm lens, fits all 52mm filters, and it has a macro range of about 1.145mm to 1.5 feet, which is like maybe that far. It's not that big. So this lens is quite cheap for a actual DSLR lens, where you come to expect around 200 to 300 line for any DSLR lens from a Canon, from Canon itself. Sorry about that. But this lens is cheap for a reason. It is a focal lens, which means that they can produce it very cheaply and a lot of them. So basically what it means is that none of the elements inside the lens move, so they could just keep stacking them on top of each other, unlike the Canon EF-S 18 to 135mm lens that I'm using right now on the 6CD. It has a image stabilization system, which is why it would normally cost around $300, I think. But yeah, this lens is cheaply made, but the quality that this lens puts out is quite fantastic. As I said before, this lens costs about $90, but due to that price, it suffers some build quality issues. Not that it breaks easily, it's just that if you don't take care of this lens like any other lens, you will break it very easily. Like, for instance, the mount itself is plastic, not aluminum, not any sort of metal at all. There is no metal on this actual lens except the connective points right here. And the one thing that I would like to note about this lens is that I'm not sure if it's just mine or the whole lot, I don't know, but the manual focus ring is kind of grainy, rough. It doesn't like to focus very easily. I don't know why, but the images it produces, it's quite fantastic. I suggest you have one of these in your bag because it is such a cheap lens. Well, it's $100 at the most, about. And you're not going to find a deal like this anywhere else. It's a very cheap lens, very effective, very good quality, and I recommend this to any beginner or pro level consumer. Although by the time you're pro level, you're probably kicking out lenses like the L glass. I don't know. This would be a very cheap solution to people who are in need of a focal lens, a manual macro sorta-ish lens. Well, not really macro, but a good focusing lens. This would be a great choice. Thanks for watching, and this was Origin Skating.